Thank you very much, Dr. Fortin, for being here with us again at CSPC 2010. You spoke at the conference, and thank you for your time for the interview.
Well, thank you, Merdad, and team for setting up this conference. It's a fabulous, fabulous venue.
Thank you. You have always been supporting us, and we look forward for your support again in future and close collaboration. Dr. Fortin, you are one of the co-chairs of the Integration Board. And could you tell us a little bit in brief about the function and why do we need such board?
The Integration Board at the moment brings together all science-based departments and agencies from the federal family together. We have much to learn from the way we do business in different departments. But also, it's more than integrating the ways we do business. It is coming to a common understanding as what science we will do, why we do it, and how we will do it. The three questions are important. Why do we exist as a group of federal research agencies and departments? How we approach science and why, what for? We're in support of regulation. We're in support of legislation as well. But also we're in support of generating knowledge that will support a public good agenda in the country. Ultimately, science needs to inform regulation, policy, development, and legislation. And this is a purpose in life for federal science. Integration Board aims at bringing more than just the science together, but as to why we do science, what we do, and how we do it.
So we look forward. I think this is one of the very good initiatives on behalf of you, your colleagues at the federal government, and we look forward to see the positive impacts of the Integration Board.
But it is a challenge.
Absolutely.
We have very different departments with very different mandates and missions, yet the country is, and most developed countries are facing challenges that are very horizontal. I mean, we talk about water challenges, climate change, green energy, healthcare. These are very horizontal challenges that will require the different departments to come together. The departments exist for historical reasons. Most of them are close to 100 years old or more. The challenges have evolved, the scientific challenges have evolved. Now we have to bring this together somehow, despite history, despite mandates, and recognize that Canadians are expecting more than each one of us doing our business in our departments. Canadians expect that we will find solutions that are more holistic, that are more horizontal, encompassing than each one of us individually can perform. But it's also a nice segue, actually, to talk about this conference, because this conference is also about integration.
Absolutely.
It's not called Integration Board, of course, but it is bringing different segments of society together, different organizations, and different thinkers together as to how we can do better in science and innovation in Canada.
So you're supportive of the conference. You think it's a good idea for Canada to bring different stakeholders to discuss the issues. On our behalf, we think that that Canada generally needs an annual forum of science policy to bring different stakeholders and discuss the issues. And you have been supportive of this, and you think this is a good idea. Now I want to ask the question, how about we have a proposal on the table for establishing of a Canadian Science Policy Centre in which we can facilitate the interaction between various stakeholders. Annual forum will be one of the main functions, but not the only one. It expands some other activities. Do you think that this is a good idea? Do we need a science policy center, independent but very linked to government, to industry, to academia?
Well, the stakes are too high right now. In Canada, we're spending, depending on what you count exactly, but somewhere around $9 billion on science, innovation, and related activities. The impact of that investment is enormous. When you think of reductions in the cost of healthcare, when you think of economic activity, simply in Agriculture Canada, we spend about, depending again how you count, $350 million on research and innovation. Yet agriculture generates 1 job out of 8 in the country. 8% of the GDP is related to agriculture and food. We're spending $350 million. It's a tremendous return on the investment that we're generating through that research and innovation. We need to find ways to get even more value out of our investments, generate more impact. The public is expecting, again, solutions to broader challenges than that they face every day. I mean, I'm getting older. Healthcare is an issue. The roads are an issue. All these, and the roads, the transportation systems are issues. Climate change, I mean, what am I going to leave behind for my children? We need places where we can have discussions about how to best optimize our science and innovation system in Canada. It's not just a federal system, it is a system, like you said, brings together academia, private sector, NGOs, and various levels of government. So we need a place for these discussions.
Thank you. And perhaps the last question I want to pick your brain about the advisory bodies. Quebec is searching for a Quebec Chief Science Officer, and I was wondering, what is your view of the science advisory bodies? Do we need them at the provincial level as well? Is it helpful? Do we need them at the federal level? And how do you analyze this?
Right. There was an interesting discussion this morning at the forum on the interactions between different levels of government and the science and innovation agenda. Municipal governments, although they don't have research capacity or science capacity, are interested in science and innovation because it brings to their communities jobs, wealth, and also a standard of living that comes with the science and technology operations themselves, but also the products of science and technology. New products, new economic opportunities, or better standards of living. So all levels of government are interested in science and innovation. It is a way to continue to increase our standards of living in this country. That different governments want to equip themselves with advice of one form or another. I mean, and there's no ultimate model on this. Different countries do it quite differently. That different governments want to equip themselves with advice is a recognition on their part that science plays an important role in the life of Canadians.
I thank you very much once again, Dr. Fortin, for your support and presence here. Thank you.
Thank you, Marc.